So there are three things in life that are most important. If you pay attention to these three things, the quality of your life will be significantly improved. And this is in order of importance. So we'll just jump into it. Number one, physical health. You got to keep your body healthy. It's such a key thing. Like if you are sick, doesn't matter if you got $100 million or $100 billion in the account. If you are sick and not feeling well, life is 2 thumbs down. Not good. So number one thing you got to pay attention to is your health. As you get older, you become much more sensitive to this as you get older, as I have. When you're young, in your teens, your 20s, even your 30s, you can get away with a lot, right? Your body is very resilient. It's full of energy. It's full of youth. But as you get older, things thin out, meaning your resilience thins out unless you do some very significant things to take the steps, rather, to keep your health high. Keep your health high. It's very important. So don't ignore physical health. People in the pursuit of financial success tend to ignore that a lot of the time. So don't make that mistake. Pay attention to your physical health. It's so important. So here are a few quick tips. Eat well. Eat healthy, natural foods. Try to cut your carbs down. We live in the West, at least. I think in Asia, we live a very carb-heavy society, meaning we eat a lot of breads, a lot of sugar, a lot of pasta. These are all very these are carbs. And carbs are very, very, not very good for you because they turn into sugar. They turn into glucose, essentially, into the bloodstream. I'm not saying don't eat carbs. Everybody's a little bit different, but eat a lot less than you typically do, and don't eat processed foods as well. So no carbs, or much lower carbs, much lower processed foods, no seed oils. Just doing that, you're going to feel much better, not in 6 years, not in 6 weeks, like within a few days, you start feeling it. Now, when you come off of carbs for the first time, carbs are very addictive. They're an addictive substance, and like a cocaine, so they're very addictive. So you're going to probably have cold turkey symptoms. That's stress, anxiety, could be heart palpitations, restlessness, all kinds of weird feelings that you're going to get when you start reducing your carbs. Don't freak out. You're not sick. You're just coming off of carbs. Just like that John Lennon song, Cold Turkey. When I came off of carbs, when I started coming off of carbs for the first time, I used to be, when I was younger, when I was cousin Steph, I got pretty portly because I love to eat the pizza, and eat the fries, and drink the Coca-Cola. And I remember the first time I started weaning myself off of the pizza, I started feeling the cold turkey symptoms. It was the weirdest thing. I get sick, you feel nausea, shaking. And I remember I had recently saw the movie Trainspotting. Trainspotting is about all these drug addicts. And there's one scene in Trainspotting where the guy is coming off of the heroin, I think it is. And so he's freaking out and So I remember Trainspotting. I remember that Cold Turkey song from John Lennon. Go watch the Trainspotting Cold Turkey scene, and John Lennon, listen to the Cold Turkey song. And that's what you might experience. Not as heavy as that, but within that ballpark, you're going to start feeling that. The great thing about cold turkey is that when it's done, it's done. Like once it's out of your system, it might take a day or two. Then you're done. And then all of a sudden, all those cravings for sugar and carbs and breads and pastas, all the stuff that tastes great, bagels, it all disappears, all those cravings. So you need to break yourself of the carb addiction because carbs are not good for you, especially in the quantities and the quality that we eat, which is bad quality, generally speaking. What do you eat? I would eat meat, fresh cuts, grain-fed, grass-fed. I would eat vegetables, depending on you. Some people are allergic to certain types of vegetables. Now, allergic reactions to vegetables could be subtle or it could be severe. As my old TCM doctor used to say to me, some people are allergic to peanuts and some people aren't. So you're going to have to figure out what's good for you. Keep in mind that a lot of vegetation out there will protect themselves with some mild poisons, if you will, but may not affect you immediately, but may affect you over time. So anyway, what to take away in terms of your health, the number one thing is to eat healthier food. Try to reduce your carb. If you flip it, instead of eating like 90% carbs, 10% meat, try to eat bring it down eventually to 10% carbs and the rest meat and vegetables. And I'm talking about carbs, I'm talking about the processed carbs, the breads and the sugars. Yeah, so physical health is huge. Number one is what you eat. Also what you drink. Drink a lot of water, very important. These are going to not only help you with your energy and your mood, you're going to feel better, you're going to have much more energy, your cognitive capacity will be increased, you become smarter, you have more energy, you start losing lots of weight, naturally, like nothing to it. And next thing you know, you're going to be the best version of yourself, as they like to say. Throw in a little bit of exercise, start walking, try to walk 5,000, 10,000 steps a day, do some weightlifting 2 times a week. You do those 3 things, you build it up slowly over time. Bob's your uncle. You're going to feel much better and you can be much more productive. So physical health is the number one thing to consider in your life. You don't have your health, forget it, you're done. Number 2, you want to work on your mental health, which is kind of related. So the mental health is related to the physical health. In fact, when you get physically healthier, when you eat the good foods, the natural foods, you exercise, your mental health will improve as well. Your mood will improve. You'll have much more stable mood, less anxieties and so on. But you got to take steps to improve your mental health. Meditation can help. Stop hanging around toxic people, toxic environments. If there are people around you that always get on your nerves and grate you, it's time. They're probably not worth being around, right? Don't hang around them. Mental health is very important. And it starts with diet, lifestyle, relaxing, going to the gym, taking a sauna, meditating, that sort of thing. So mental health is the second thing you got to take care of. Mental health. It's related to physical health, of course. But yeah, number 1, physical. Number 2, mental. Number 3 is financial. Financial health. This is the one we all think about. A lot of people don't take any action to remedy that situation. So what's the number 1 thing you can do to improve your financial health? Watch your spending. Get out a spreadsheet. Start tracking all your spending. Start identifying all of the unnecessary expenses. Start cutting those out. The goal is to, as quickly as possible, get to zero debt and start saving at least 10, 15% of your income every month. At least. Ultimately, you want to try to get as much as possible. There were times in my career, sometimes I would save 80% a year. Now I still save a lot. Been fortunate, but I didn't fall ass backwards into piles and piles of cash. I didn't get lucky. I just upped my skills, paid attention to my health, kept earning, kept saving, investing, and earning. As you learn more, the more you learn, the more you earn. As you keep learning more, as you become more valuable as an individual, you start earning more and more and more, trying different business ideas, different contracts, etc. Just keep accumulating the wealth. You keep doing that, get financially healthy, but the first step is to look at your spending, control your spending, watch your spending. And it's all relative. It's not about necessarily about dollar amounts, it's about percentages, right? So for example, if you make $10,000 a month, what's healthy spending for you is very different from somebody who's making $5,000, right? Somebody who's making 10 could literally spend twice as much and still be healthy versus a person who's making $5,000 a month. Or if you're versus somebody who's making $50,000 a month, right? They can spend a lot more and still be healthy. So it's all about percentages. So the key goal is to, A, get rid of your debt, especially the high interest debt. And number 2, that's 3. Number 3, you want to start saving at least 10, 15% of your money per month. If you can get that done, you'll be in a very good position. So yeah. So remind yourself, that's it. Those are the 3 important things, 3 important lessons that I've learned in life. Physical health is number 1, mental health is number 2, and they're tied together. And number 3 is financial health. And to get there, it's not complex. It's not like you need a special system in ChatGPT and AI to figure all this out. It's actually pretty simple. But it takes a certain amount of discipline to get it going. And then to keep it going, you need to reprogram your brain to a certain extent, your lizard brain, your impulsive brain, your emotional self, your reflexive self. You got to train that because you're not going to willpower your way to physical and mental and financial health. You have to reprogram yourself so that it's natural, that it's, it's like eating. You don't have to force yourself to eat unless you've got some eating disorder or something. But, you just have to reprogram your brain so that habits of physical, mental, and financial health are habitual. They're natural for you, right? And you do that through reprogramming your lizard brain, reprogramming your impulsive self. If you are a programmer and you might be watching this video, our brains, we have two operating systems. We have our lizard brain and we have our thinking brain. The thinking brain is quite wimpy relative to the lizard brain. The lizard brain actually runs the show. It's what generates all your emotions, amongst other things. So if you understand how to reprogram your lizard brain, you can direct yourself, direct your life towards your goals as defined by your higher thinking brain, right? So your thinking brain knows, I got to get healthy physically, mentally, and I got to get healthy financially. Your lizard brain doesn't understand that. It just feels things. The lizard brain is a giant associative array. So if you're a programmer, going back to the programming, if you're a programmer, you understand that. You are essentially a giant associative array, void of logic, at least in terms of the emotional systems in your brain. And so you have to learn how to program it according to its own principles. Just like if you're working with Python, you got to program it according to the Python rules versus programming in C++, different set of rules, although they're related. Anyway, not the best analogy, but you get the idea. So there you go. If you want to learn about the lizard brain, you can check out the link below. There's some training there. Or you can just look up Kahneman, Thinking Fast and Slow, very one of the most important books in history, in my opinion. Influenced by Robert Cialdini, another super important books. I've condensed those two, plus a bunch of other stuff, plus stuff I learned in business and martial arts and meditations and so on. It's all down there, but you can find it all on YouTube as well and everywhere else. So yeah, to close off, physical health, number one, mental health, number two, tied together, and financial health. And your financial health really will come down to physical and mental health. That's the foundation. That's why those are the first two. I hope this helps. If you disagree with anything I say, put them in the comments below. If you agree, let me know. Say, hey, I like this style of videos. Spread it out. Let me know. Tell me what you want. If you like my hat, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like my hat, give me 2 thumbs down. And that's it. I'm Uncle Steph.